Okay. What's up, guys? I was coming back home from filming episode 6 of the Grow with Eagle podcast, and an idea struck. I was watching a video about how you should be able to make more videos, or a lot of people are finding success in creating videos where they just sit and talk to the camera. So, today I wanted to share with you guys my vision board. I made this on Thursday. I aim to make one every year. I haven't been doing it every year. I made one 2 years ago. Let me actually grab that to show you. Best part about these mics is I can keep talking while we go. And it's very, very different from my current one. So I'm really excited to share these both with you. This is one from 2023. Yeah, this is end of 2023, halfway through. My favorite part about it is the external part. It says Control-Alt-Delete. I was having a lot of stuff going on in my life back then. I was a little chaotic, as you can see in this. But yeah, there was a lot of things I felt like I wasn't in control of, and I needed to learn how to alternate them out. And if they didn't serve me, delete them. So that's one from a few years ago. Here is the current vision board. Let me back up a little bit. And I'm gonna dive deeper into why I want these things for this year. So, and I'll probably edit this around and make you be able to see it throughout. So we're gonna start at the top. We're kind of gonna go all the way around and move through it. So a very fun thing that I'm loving about this one is the project. This weird, lovely, adorable looking frog that says project. And I have 3 main projects that I want to succeed in this year. And I'm calling them my 3 Bs. But in this one, I actually replaced one and made it BBS. So my business, I want to build a personal brand. I want to build, I've been building a career accelerator trying to help recent graduates land careers that align with their passions. Because I've seen way too many students and friends get lost into the sea of just trying to make money and landing in places that don't align with who they are, and they either end up quitting or firing or just not enjoying their day-to-day. And life's too short not to enjoy our day-to-day. All the good stuff comes in the daily rituals. So that's 1B. The second B is bod. I wrote on here bod instead of body because I wanted to match biz. I want to work out more. I want to get more consistent with it. I want to be able to look in the mirror and be confident and excited and like have my girlfriend be like, yeah, look at that stud, right? And then S is soul. So initially it was babe. I wanted to really focus on my relationship with my girlfriend. But as the year progressed, it's been a month. Today's February 1st. I realize it's more than just the relationship with my girlfriend. It's the relationship with those around me. It's the relationship that I have with myself as well. Because I believe we're all a product of our environment. And if I can truly find peace within myself and find the people around me that can make me feel seen, valued, and supported, then I think the rest of the year is going to be off to an incredible start. And a little note I wrote underneath is take little steps every day towards all 3 of these goals. Because again, what I keep finding out time and time again is the progress comes in the daily rituals. At the top, it says across the universe. Nice and big. My new personal legend, and personal legend is essentially like my dream. My new personal legend and something that I want to work towards is getting to try every version of life, whether that's working 9-to-5 corporate, whether that's working a remote job, whether that's van lifing, spending time in Europe, traveling. Like, what do I like? What do I not like? How can I find different things that excite me? And maybe I haven't tried them before, so I don't know what I want out of it. And yeah, I want to go across the universe and I want to try it all. And underneath that, I wrote, think less, create more. So I used to have this big issue where I would always just plan and wouldn't execute, which is so bad. I've learned that You got to execute first and plan later, right? Because maybe you spend all this time planning to create something or building something that nobody even wants. So think less, create more. A big one, and that's why it's a massive bear. I thought the bear was really cute. A big one is freedom. So there's this bear who's walking. It's got a little guy on top. My mind and my soul is like the little guy that's just chilling in the corner, riding the bear, lean back, vibing. And the bear is like my body. It's the way I move. It's the way I physically show up in this physical universe. But the little fox is my soul, right? And I feel like sometimes I'm just always marching forward, and it may not be marching forward towards the things that I want. So how can I get to align myself with where I want to go? And where I want to go is freedom, which is why I spelled it right across. How can I align the direction I want to go in and get more time and location freedom? Those are the two freedoms that I'm really working on. I used to work towards financial freedom, and I'm very happy to say that I've gotten to a point where I'm very comfortable with my finances, or much more than I would have ever been in my past. I'm not wealthy by any sense, but I'm wealthy in heart and soul, and I have a beautiful house over my head, and I have a great car and a great girlfriend and great relationships. So wealthy in that aspect, but comfortable enough to be now adjusting, not just seeking money, but seeking time and location freedom. That way I can also spend more time with my family, which would be amazing, which perfectly ties into where I'm going next. Written 3 times right underneath the bear: migration, migration, migration. Growing up, I moved around a ton. I've lived in Florida, Boston, Chicago, Philly, Jersey. I spent 6 months in Cali. I've been all over, and I have been in Florida. This is going to be my 6th year in a row of me being in Florida, and I love it here. It's wonderful. It's paradise, but I'm ready for something new. I'm ready for a curvy road. I want my manual car back. I want to, climb a mountain, man. I want to climb to the top of a peak and stare out and remember that I'm just this little dude on a huge rock floating through the ethos, which is why I have this little bird here, because I'm trying to be that little bird. That little bird is me, who's just saying, hi, how are you? I wrote at the bottom, find my, and then pointing it towards ikigai. Ikigai, if you've never heard of it, is essentially your reason to live. It's a super cool concept that they use in Asia, that kind of combines a lot of different things. If you've never done the exercise before, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. And I wrote find my ikigai. I think in reality, I need to find it again. I found it and I worked really hard towards it, and I'm really happy and proud to say that I achieved it. I feel like I've climbed to the peak of the mountain that I told myself I was going to reach, and I'm at the top, and the view's nice. It's really nice, but every day I just wake up and I feel like there's something more calling. So I want to find that ikigai again, and I think I'm going to be able to find it through getting a little bit more freedom and just being able to migrate again, spreading my wings and flying. And a big thing to do this is I want a free flow. I want to just be able to move and do and create and just spend the time the way I want to spend the time, or the best way I see it fit. Sometimes it's hard when you have this predetermined schedule that's built out by someone else. It can be a challenge, right? And I want to be able to free flow and find my way through life and trying new things. I put a bunch of little dots around little moments because I truly need to get back to enjoying the little moments. There's so much happening in the day-to-day, and I find myself always so worried about the future and about everything that's to come, and what's my 1-year plan, what's my 5-year plan, that I forget to just take a minute to sit back, relax, breathe, and enjoy where I'm at right now. Come on, this is beautiful. And sometimes I don't appreciate it as much as I should because I'm so caught up in what's happened or what's going to happen that I forget that I am here right now. And the present moment is all I have because that's what I'm experiencing, right? It's not to say that it's not important to not look towards the future, but sometimes I'm just trying to be like Chicken Joe. Just really trying to stop forcing anything in the universe and just letting it come as it's meant to come and not rushing things and just taking a deep breath and breathing. Sometimes I feel like I'm forgetting to breathe because I'm so caught up in all these different things. Right next to Chicken Joe, I have 1 in a billion and look into the heart. So it was the end of 2025 and I was sitting at a restaurant in Peru. It was my first ever time traveling alone. I got to spend like 17 hours in Peru. And I wrote on this on one of those like white papers, I asked the waiter to see if I could get a pencil to write on. And he was like, a pencil? I was like, yes, please. And I literally wrote all over it from top to bottom. And what I was it was about me reflecting on the year behind me, essentially reflecting on 2025 and the things that I wanted to leave behind, the things that I wanted to work towards. And the main conclusion that I came to is that 2026 is the year that I follow my heart. I feel like for most of my life, I followed my brain. I try to do things that play it safe or get me to where I should be or get me to where other people tell me I should be. But 2026 is the year I want to follow my heart. I want to follow the things that it's screaming at me, because after not listening for so long, I'm waking up and my heart's hurting. So not in a bad way, but in a way that is going to force me towards growth. And that's what we're here for, right? So 2026, the year I follow my heart. Right across the bottom, I really enjoyed this. Dreams don't work unless you do. Growing up, I spent so much time thinking about all the things that I was going to do and all this money that I'm going to make and da-da-da-da-da, and like having dreams of all the things that I'm going to make happen. But I never actually executed upon those things. I just talked about them over and over and over. And the magic happens when you're putting in the work and you're creating, which goes back to my think less, create more. You know, it's really time to just do it. Stop saying you're going to do it. Don't tell me you're going to do it. Don't tell your friends you're going to do it. Don't get other people's opinions of, hey, what do you think if I did X, Y, and Z? Because the only opinion that should matter is yours. Listen to your heart. What does it want to do? And do it. Stop thinking. Just start acting. Another big one is family. I recently became an uncle. For a long time there, I felt very detached from my family in a sense. I'm one of the only, from my direct family, I'm the only person who lives in Florida. I have an uncle here who I don't visit enough. I should be visiting way more. Life gets busy and that's a terrible excuse, but I was detached from it for such a long time, and I want to find ways to work towards being with them and around them much, much more. So that's the goal. I want to hang out with Rio. I want to spend time with my sister and my brother-in-law, my mom and my dad, and like be in the mountains and do all these things that I know make me happy, and just free flow, you know? Let's see. Across the side, I have I have transmitted into space. So why did I put I've transmitted into space? I think sometimes we spend so much time trying to fit into our own little bubbles and this own little universe that we live in that we forget that not everything needs to make sense. Like, I shouldn't have to explain myself to others when I make certain decisions or I do something that's outside of their playbook or universe. I want to be the one who's transmitting messages into space, whether it's being heard or not. I know that the universe will bring it to the right people, and the right people will find me. You know, what you are seeking is seeking you. So how can we put our voice out there more? This is a great way for me to do it. If you know of any more, let me know. But this pretty much brings us all the way around to the center, where it says, keep flowing, don't get stuck in a mental whirlpool. I am so good at throwing myself in a mental whirlpool. It's honestly concerning sometimes. And I just don't know how to pull myself out of those whirlpools just yet. So in the meantime, I'm just going to keep flowing. If something doesn't work out the way it was intended to, just going to move on. Just be like water. If I don't land in one space, I'll land in another. I'll hopefully help people grow. I'll hopefully grow a whole lot myself. And that is what the absolute center of the vision board is. It is to grow. Whatever that means, wherever we go, whether all the things around the word grow help me get there, which I believe they will, that is the main mission. So if I can look back at the end of 2026, if I'm sitting at a restaurant or whatever I am and I'm looking back and I can say that I grew this year in one way or another, I gained some tools under my belt, I learned a new skill, I found out something new about myself that I didn't know, that is a successful year. So yeah, that's my vision board. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you guys have a great 2026. And if you haven't made a vision board yet, let me know. I would love to make one with you. See ya.